Namaskar. This Champions Trophy 2025 is full of controversies. Just when you think that things are settled, the India Games are going to take place in Dubai, and that things will things will move on as scheduled, comes a new one. Well, I'm going to talk about that, as well as who are representing the various players that constitute the Indian cricket team. They may not be all names there, but you understand what I'm trying to say. This is because I think that the government or the BCCI body needs to come up with a formal policy to ensure that those representative organizations do not have a say in the selection of the team. Because in the past, there has been a fair amount of allegations that these organizations, and I'll explain to you in detail. I have a small slide deck. We're going to go through various players and who are representing them. Then you will understand where I'm coming from. After that, I'll talk about the latest controversy that is dogging this Champions Trophy. Here we go. You have liked this video, haven't you? So, what is the BCCI up to now? If you look at the organizations that represent players, one interesting thing that stands out is there is one organization called Cornerstone, and Cornerstone has an address of operation, and Virat Kohli's company also shares the same address. What does this mean? I've said this before also, and I can't understand why these two have to be the same one. So is this like a front? I mean, if you go and look at this thing, it'll most likely be a letterbox company. Why is it happening like this? Also, Rohit Sharma, he is being represented by RISE Worldwide. This is Reliance and then something. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is his wife's is the niece of Anit Arun Sajde, the promoter of Cornerstone. Promoter means owner. So even though he is with RISE, he has family links with Cornerstone. Who else is in Cornerstone? Virat Kohli. And there are many others. There was one point about 6-8 months ago when I looked at this. There were only two organizations that were representing all the players. Either it was Cornerstone or it was RISE. But now I'm seeing more organizations coming up. That's a good thing. However, BCCI must formulate a policy so that the organizations that are promoting these players, because see, what happens is the organizations will sign up with a sports company or a TV company or an FCMG, fast moving consumer goods product company, and say that we will promote your product, and in order for that product to sell well, your player has to be in the playing 11. This is where the conflict comes. So I'm trying to make sure that BCCI is aware of how many agencies are there representing these players, and make sure that the agencies don't come in the way of selecting the playing 11. Because we had all these controversies in the recently concluded India-Australia series. India's batting was failing in the 0-3 loss to New Zealand at home. And they create conditions that end up with the best bowler being retired in Australia. He is saying he's retiring, but these people basically made sure that he would be retired. He was promised that he would be played as a first spinner in all the 5 test matches. The first test itself, they break the rule, play somebody else. So what is really going on? I have a feeling that this thing is being broken up. Hopefully, these things will not find they won't come out and say clearly, but you're seeing all kinds of accusations and counter accusations. See, when somebody becomes a politician and then starts accusing the cricketer, an ex-cricketer becoming politician and then accusing doing this, he should have done that and all that stuff, I kind of get a little bit of, wait a minute, is there a political angle to this? If you don't want that, then you should be a pure cricketer. For example, Erapalli Prasanna's condemnation of the way the BCCI treated Ashwin is spot on. This is not the way you treat your best match series winner. He has the maximum number of man of the series awards, and yet we treated him like dirt. So my point here is these organizations are representing these players, and let's make sure that there are rules that prohibit these people from influencing in the playing 11 selection. So this is one, Virat Kohli. Then you have Shubman Gill, again cornerstone. Now you will see a trend as I complete all the players as to who tends to be favored over who else. See, this is what I'm trying to highlight and hope that somebody in the know watches it and then they cut it off. Ravichandran Ashwin has his own thing. I don't know whether it is his own or whether it is something that he's part of. Black hat talented solutions. Jasprit Bumrah, Rise Worldwide. By the way, Rise Worldwide also represents some other players like Hardik Pandya, Kronal Pandya, a bunch of other IPL players. KL Rahul, again cornerstone. Ravindra Jadeja, Endorsko. I think he was in one of those two, Rise or Cornerstone. Now he has gone to a new one. So these things keep changing also. Every year they renew their contracts because somebody else may offer them a better contract. Who knows? Now, Mohammad Siraj, Black Hat Talent Solutions. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Meraki Sport. Rishabh Pant, Collective Artist Network. Sarfraz Khan, Endorsko. Prasidh Krishna, A6 India. It's a Japanese sports performance company. Essentially, they make shoes. A6 is a shoe brand. Just like Adidas or Nike, this is also a shoe brand. And it's heavily promoted in the West. So maybe that is one reason why you'll see him wearing these shoes when he runs up. And Nitish Kumar Reddy, Square the One. This is a new one. And Washington Sundar, Whiteleaf Talent Management. Again, I have not heard of them before. And there are a few who are yet to be represented. I'm sure they will be represented in time. Akash Deep and Harshit Rana. So this is the slide deck for you so far about all the different players, because you can be sure 80 to 90% of them will be playing in the Indian cricket team. Let's hope that where or who represents them in the commercial interest is not going to have any say in the choice of the playing 11. So that's one side. Now, what else happened? The interesting part here is that India is going to play all its matches not in Pakistan but elsewhere. But how are things in Pakistan? It is believed that one or two of the main grounds will not be ready. And if that happens, where do those games get changed to? Dubai again? Is Dubai ready for all this? So a lot of questions again about whether Pakistan will finish some of the stadiums that it is refurbishing / constructing / whatever. So that is the other doubt. Now there's one more controversy. England as well as now South Africa are saying that they are going to boycott. They're calling for a boycott of Afghanistan in the Champions Trophy. Why? Because they say that Afghanistan's treatment of its women is not right. And I completely agree with them on that part. Well, Taliban is still not recognized by many countries. So the moot question here is, Afghanistan team is not, I believe, practicing in Afghanistan. It is practicing in India. Practically all the players live in India. So India is trying to facilitate or keep a second angle of Afghanistan, because whether you are in this tribe or that tribe, this sect or that sect, everybody comes together to watch and see how their team is doing. That way, cricket is a huge uniter. It doesn't matter which country we talk about, right? So that's what India is trying to do. And I would hate to see that these countries, push hard and Champions Trophy ICC decides to drop Afghanistan from the from the games. I don't think that's going to happen, because if that was going to happen, it would have been decided a long time ago. It's really sad that they are coming in this late in the game to try and say that now Afghanistan should be excluded. In my opinion, these things were known for a long time. If England and South Africa wanted to complain, they could have complained a long time ago. Why did they not do it? So why is sports being politicized? Sports should be sports, right? This is why I always say that politicians have no place in sports body organizations. Yet, they are there, and that's why I say that there's a huge amount of match fixing going on. Anyway, so this is where things stand right now, and hopefully this tournament will still proceed, because this is one of the marquee ODI tournaments, and if this one doesn't take off, I'm afraid ODI will not be around for too long. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.